Programming meets hardware. Fundamentals of Digital Logic with Verilog Design, 3rd edition, written by Stephen Brown and Zvonko Vernasek. Hopefully I didn't mispronounce that too badly while we're jumping back to the ISBN on the back for anyone interested in purchasing this book. Now, I first got this book when I was in college, and I came across it. It was a suggested book for one of my courses, and I didn't read it. I just did all the packets and everything. And it wasn't until later on that I actually sat down and read through this book, and that's where you see all my little notes and everything. And I really gained a respect for the content in here. Once you get past the initial introduction, you really start to get into the meat and potatoes. They cover all the basic logic gates, and or not, nor all that fun stuff. But then we start to get into the number representations, handling arithmetic circuits. Thank you, can't talk today. And then of course we go all through, sign numbers, multiplication. We get into combinatorial circuit blocks, things of that nature, and we even get to cover the flip-flops, registers, counters. Very important, and I wish I would have read that when I was in college. I have to admit, this section right here, chapter 5, would have been very useful during a couple of my semesters there. Now, we can get into the more advanced concepts as we go further into the book, and it just keeps on going on and finishes out with a wonderful Verilog reference and, of course, all of the appendix at the end. I think what I like the most about this book is probably the way that it's formatted. Even though it is very depthful, there's a lot of, as you can see, small lettering, a lot of content on each page, but they do a very good job. They have very good graphics. They show you, examples, and this is actually the board that I worked with when I was in college. This was the board that we used from Altera, and this was what I trained on when I first learned FPGAs. So if it wasn't this exact model, it was one very similar to that one from Altera. Now, going into the end of the chapters, they do a good job of providing questionnaire problems and things of that nature. But what I wanted to get to here is kind of looking at specifically, for example, one of the lessons. Notice how they do a very, very good job of providing block diagrams, logic diagrams. They show you the truth tables and the actual gates, or the gates that are associated with them. They go through, provide excellent explanations for each of the separate topics, providing full details. I mean, this book does not sugarcoat or hold back anything. Now, the single most important thing that most computer engineers are going to come across, that they're going to need to know and memorize,